Hey guys, still here and welcome back to Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Today's scenario, the bane of the cruisers. There are reports that a Japanese supercruiser is floating around Malaysia in 1941 and is getting ready to strike the east of India. The British sent 4 of their most advanced heavy cruisers to sink the monster. Now it's a very straightforward scenario, sink the battlecruiser, that's the objective. A battlecruiser usually has battleship caliber guns, although I've seen the AI do some really weird stuff in this game, so, well, who knows what kind of armament this thing is going to have. And it's, of course, quite tough, generally. Their survivability comes out of speed. They're also exceptionally good, usually, at taking out heavy cruisers. So heavy cruisers overall aren't terribly quick. They're not very well heavily armored, and, well, gun-wise, I think it's going to outrange the heavy cruisers. So, threat ahead, challenge ahead, let's get to it. The scenario was sent in by Haroon, by the way. I didn't mention that one yet, and he sent it in through the link down below in the description, and that's the way that you can get your scenario to me. If you have a good idea for a video, then by all means, send it in through there. Now, my plan with this ship is to get into range as quickly as possible and make sure that I close that gap and at the same time use speed as my survivability. Now, I don't really know if it's possible to build a 40-knot heavy cruiser. So I'm just going to see if the game will allow me to do just that. This means it will come at the expense of some fairly important systems, because heavy armor is going to be fairly impossible, and other things such as exceptionally heavy armament and, well, maybe auxiliary systems, like the auxiliary engine and the shaft, those might not work. But let's see. I have no budgetary restrictions, nor do I have any guidelines that say you have to have a ship that is this size or that size. So I have a fair amount of leeway to work with. Funnel-wise, yep, okay, that doesn't fit anywhere. The advanced funnel one does. Holy shit. We have a 22% engine efficiency. Yeah, we're gonna need a bit more than that. This is 30, this is 22. This is actually a fairly decent boost for the amount of tonnage that you're getting. Oh, it doesn't fit. Great. Could I fit a whole bunch of these? That's only 17 and a half. 21, 22.5. This is not a very big jump. Nor could you fit those funnels on that ship. Oh, crap. Alright, if I split up the superstructure, could I fit the funnel in between? Off you go. Funnel in between. Yes. That works. Puts the engine efficiency at 31.5. Then I'm going to add large funnels there and there. And now I only still have an engine efficiency of 66.9%. Oof. That's rough. Because I'm still missing a fair amount of systems. I'm missing armament. I'm missing better reload. I don't have a rangefinder yet. Oh, this is not going to fit. This is not going to fit. Not at 40 knots anyway. 36 knots? That gives me a bit more to work with. And puts my engine efficiency at 100%. Oh, I cannot remove that one. That drops it right back down to 54. Okay, centerline guns. Biggest I can go is 11 inch. We start out at 25,000 meter range, which means I'll probably not even hit the target. If I do hit the target, I don't think I'll be able to penetrate it. My thinking is here, do I go for longer range guns? So larger calibers or not? They're also pretty heavy. 580 tons, 736 tons. Jesus, that looks ridiculous on that turret. I could mix it, I guess. It still looks very much out of shape, this, or out of position, this 8-inch gun. Look, the 7-inch gun, just your standard turret. 9-inch gun, pretty much the same, although the barrels are a hell of a lot closer. And then the 8-inch, it's like it's an upsized 5-inch. Doesn't look right. Anyway, I could try and have a couple of 11-inch sitting on the deck, he said optimistically, and found out that there was no room to do anything like that. Shift this forward, shift that forward, hold that in position, and shift that forward. No, hold on. I'll be chasing the target. Or at least I'll be trying to race towards it. I need to have more firepower in the front. It is going to be a pretty tricky encounter trying to offset the weight balance. But I might be able to do it. Triple 9-inch on the stern. Could I do... 9-inch here, 9-inch there. Aft weight offset is still 4%. It's not terrible. Now, white powder generally gives you... No, what was it? Cordite? 2 powder gives you best penetration. Puts the penetration at, let's say, where I'm likely to hit the target. 10,000, 15,000 meters out. 9.6-inch belt. You could bet your ass that that heavy cruiser, or sorry, that battlecruiser has a lot more than that. So I'm going to need something more. Heavy shells would help. Because now the pen goes up to 11.8. Super heavies, it goes up to 13.9. Am I looking at the right number every time? 13.5. 13.9. Standards are 12.8. So you gain about 1.1 inch. And light shells is only 12.4. I think it's worth it going with super heavy shells because they give you both more gun range, more shell pen, and more shell damage. At the expense of larger flash fire chances. That's not really something that I'm looking for. Flash fires. They're more of a, well, a side benefit, shall we say. Long range gun accuracy is not really something I'm looking for, so I'm not going to go with a radar rangefinder at all. I'm just trying to get into range. Let's go with a small hydrophone set, allowing me to get a bit more torpedo warning. The ships will be operating in a close formation, so I don't really need an improved radio telegraph. What I do want is an autoloader. That puts the reload of these things at a mere 15.8 seconds versus the standard 25.8. So you're shaving 10 seconds off of that reload. I'd say that's worth it. Something else that I would love to add is barbette armor. Standard barbette. There we go. Right. Now I'm guaranteed to lose one of these ships, so I'm not even going to bother with a whole bunch of armor. I'm going to hope that the relatively smaller size, as well as the decent speed of these ships, is going to keep them alive. At least long enough for the main torpedo systems to come into effect. I'm going to give them 4 per side, as this will allow me to hopefully maneuver a cruiser into position no matter really which way it's facing. And by doing that, quickly deliver a couple of torpedo blows to the target. And really hope that that ship is not carrying any kind of big torpedo bulge. I would love it 24-inch, but doesn't quite fit. Damage, 11,629 versus 18-inch, 2,000. Whoa, that's ramping up fast. So this is about 5 times the damage. Okay, let's go back to AUX 2. And armor-wise, I could go with better turrets. No, it's too heavy. A bit of armor on the turrets, I guess. Hoping that I can keep those things alive for a while. No secondaries whatsoever. It's just 4 cruisers rushing into a position, pretending like they're destroyers. Reinforced bulkheads 1. Not going to really save me. Torpedoes, well, a torpedo, if it hits me, is going to do full damage, as I have no resistance whatsoever. I only have a single hull. Normally I would sail around with a triple bottom hull, because it gives you more resistance and less torpedo damage. But it's not really something that I can currently afford with the displacement that I have available to me. So here we go. The Royal Arthur and 3 other ships of her class are going to try and take down a Japanese battlecruiser. Now, it's going to be very interesting. I'm using Dreadnought funnels. It's going to be very interesting to see what the AI has built. I don't have any radars, so I can't exactly tell what the AI has built. The Roxbury gives a boost to 7.9 clicks out. I'm going to disperse the formation. Loose formation. Ships become less likely to be hit by incoming shells, but also receive an accuracy... Oh, penalty. Oh, that's not part of the plan. No, never mind. We're sticking to normal then. Now, if this battlecruiser has radar, it will detect the Roxburgh, St. George, Royal Arthur, and Aurora before I will detect her. So I'm hoping that she doesn't have that. It's entirely possible that the AI has... Yeah, there we go. They've spotted me. That the AI has thrown something together like that. That's already outranging me. And moreover, that could be one of those 55,000 ton huge battle cruisers. In which case, it's going to be a pretty rough fight. There she is. Tell me what I'm looking at. And where is it going? Okay. That is 10 main barrels. Did you really go for a metric ton of secondaries? Sweet Jesus. What's all that? I have never seen the AI build that. I've seen them put on a lot of secondaries, but this is something else. What on earth are you hoping to shoot? What are you so scared of? It might be destroyers, although I still find that unlikely. I mean, in this area there aren't any, but that doesn't impact the designs of the AI. The AI just throws together a ship randomly. But good lord. It's like this thing is very, very afraid of getting any kind of small ships in range. It's gonna look epic when those things all go off at the same time. Now, let's move to where the ship is going to be, which is hereabouts. My torpedoes hit out to a range of 15.3. So, technically the ship is in torpedo range, but I would first love to gather a bit more information about her. She's already kicking up a storm. Yeah, she also has a, what I think is an 8-inch secondary closer to the bow. Nice pagoda tower, by the way. Right? Or is that just... No, actually. No, it's not a pagoda tower. Not quite. This is an impressive looking ship. I'll give the AI that much. It's an impressive looking ship. So far, we haven't hit each other yet. Looks like the Aurora is the trailing ship. Not quite firing accurately yet. Roxburgh, currently the lead ship, with an accuracy of 3.5%. But then again, we're not really likely to hit, just throwing shells out there. Identification's probably going to take a while at this range. Just keep maneuvering a bit. Oh, we hit him. Very concerned that one of these shells is going to hit one of my ships and immediately cut it in two. That'd be a terrible start. Range 10.8, 10.7, 10.6. Identification halfway there. If those are 5-inch secondaries or 4-inch, then they're going to be lighting up in about 1 kilometer or 2. Oh, they're firing. Look at that. The bastards are actually firing. Okay. Well, let's hope that the flangle, yeah, right. The action, sorry, it's late. That the angle is going to help me deflect the target. That's the plan. Just deflect. Now, there's a bit of damage going on onto that ship, but I don't think this is going to kill her exactly. Identification, 65. By the way, before I forget to mention this, the guy who sent the scenario in, his name is Haroon. He did say that there is a reinforcement fleet of 5 capital ships, and they'll be in range in 3.5 hours. If they do, so if they do get into range, he'll be chased out of the area. So I have to get this ship sunk in 3.5 hours. Oh, actually, Jesus, I only noticed that I'm playing the scenario in reverse. I'm supposed to be playing the Japanese ship. I'm sorry, Haroon, I'm playing your scenario in reverse. I'm not supposed to be playing the British. But it's an interesting twist. And trust me, I could not have come up with a design like this if I was facing a couple of cruisers. I would not have designed that. Roxburgh, range 6-8. Identification is now speeding up because we're getting closer. The guys with the binoculars can get a much better read on what the enemy ship has. And they're probably not too happy seeing all those barrels. And more importantly, seeing all those barrels firing at the Roxburgh. Identification almost complete, 88%. (6-1). The thing that I want to know is how good is their sonar suite and how good is their turning ability. Because those two things will severely impact my decision making around torpedoes. If this ship turns out to be pretty shit at turning, which I think it is, since it's a really large ship, then launching torpedoes is going to be a very valuable option that I have. Risky, sure, but it could be a pretty interesting option. There we go. ID complete. She has 11-inch guns. One 7-inch on the bow, I think it is. Yep, that's that one. And the rest is all 4-inch and 3-inch. And even a few 2-inch. Right then. Standard amount of bulkheads. That's good. Displacement of 33,650 tons. A turning circle of almost 1 kilometer. And sonar 2. Okay. Roxburgh. I have the Roxburgh and her formation turned to starboard a little. Because this will hopefully allow me to get the port torpedo launchers from the Roxburgh away. You know what? I'm going to detach the Roxburgh. There we go. Roxburgh is launched. With the St. George to turn to port. St. George, torpedoes not clear to launch. Chance to pen is 50-50. That's really good. That's way better than I was expecting. How much armor do you have? 8.9 inches of belt armor. But again, I'm firing super heavy shells at 4 kilometer range. No wonder. Now, they have immediately spotted the torpedoes. But how quickly can they get that behemoth of a ship to maneuver and get out of the way of those torpedoes? Fire has broken out aboard the Kimakawa Maru. I'm actually surprised at how little damage they've done to my ships. The only ship that took a little bit of damage is the Roxburgh. And she's down to 95% structural, whereas the Kamikawa is down to 90% and dropping. My 9-inch guns fire every 15 seconds as we've established in port, but her guns fire every 18 seconds. They are also 11-inch guns. But what's helping me is the angle. I, at this rate, am pretty capable of just deflecting her shells. A shell comes in like this and sort of deflects off of the side of the ship. Whereas my shells are hitting the flat side of the Kamikawa. And by that measure, they're not that capable of being deflected. Although, of course, the Kamikawa is now turning to starboard in order to evade the torpedoes. And she will be able to. Now, I'm doing half a knot more than the Kamikawa is capable of doing. I'm just not sure if she's going to be actually getting up to that speed. Because she might have taken some damage that's impeding her from getting to full speed. Even if she hasn't flooded yet or has any kind of damaged engines. Kamikawa, very hard turning to starboard. It's not necessarily a bad thing for me. This looks like a free spinning turret, considering it's already on target, and the B turret is still turning. I wonder if those smaller guns have done anything useful. No. 0.2 damage out of the 4-inch guns. 0.4 out of the 3-inch guns. And 0.6 out of the 2-inch guns. Versus 116 out of the 5 dual turrets of 11-inch. Rangefinder. Coincidence 3? That's an interesting choice. Large torpedoes, 24-inch, but she doesn't carry any. Okay. I'm going to try and hunt this guy down. Hoping to do some engine damage. And then push in and use the starboard torpedo set on the Roxburgh. Or starboard / port set on the St. George, depending on what angle I'm at then. Oh! We have a flash fire going on. The Kamikawa Maru. That is one of her turrets gone. I really thought that I was going to lose a cruiser in this fight. But so far, only the battlecruiser seems to be really in trouble. And with standard bulkheads, maybe those fires are going to stick. Maybe they won't be put out that fast. And it's not like these guys, these cruisers of mine, are doing a terrible amount of damage. It just pecks away at them. Or, well, at her. Another flash fire? Okay. Destroyed a main gun. Whoops. There go your secondary guns. Wow, this is going surprisingly well. Roxburgh launching her starboard set at the Kamikawa. No. Hold on a minute. Another flash fire. Anti-flood 1. Anti-torp 1. Increased ammo complement. That's not helpful. Barbette 4. That usually serves as a depressant, a debuff to your chances of getting a flash fire. So it makes it less likely. Citadel 4. That's pretty good. White powder explosives. Autoloaders and electric turrets. I think one of those makes your ship a bit more susceptible. But I'm not exactly sure which one. Kamikawa once again maneuvering. This time she has a damaged engine. And she's flooding. She might just be able to turn fast enough. Yep, she has. She has outturned the torpedo. But here comes the St. George, which is now firing at the flat broadside of the Kamikawa. And with that flat broadside, the damage is piling on. The range has been reduced to 3 kilometers at this point. And the cruisers have a 50-50% chance to inflict serious damage by getting penetrations. Structural integrity has been reduced to 24%. There's a bit of damage going on the Roxburgh because I'm not maneuvering her properly. Range is current. Oh, another flash fire. Yep, sure. This poor battlecruiser. It's not often that I feel sympathy for the enemy's warships, but I'll make an exception for this one. Because this was a pretty ship. And right now she only has one turret left. That's it. One turret. Now I'm hoping that the St. George is feeling plenty confident about her torpedo launch, because she might hit the Roxburgh if she gets unlucky. But I think we're going to find that those 4 torpedoes plunge into the Kamikawa Maru and sink her. Seeing as she doesn't need a whole lot more, looking at how deep that bow is already going into the water. Starboard side. Toast. 30,586 damage. She's flooding in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 compartments. Structural integrity reduced to just 8%. And to add some more trouble to her, the Royal Arthur tried to launch but failed. And the Aurora also sent out her torpedoes. But I don't think that those are going to be required, as the Kamikawa Maru floods and slips beneath the waves. So that was good. Albeit that I played it in reverse. I was supposed to be the Empire of Japan, and I was supposed to be the one with the battlecruiser, knocking over a couple of British cruisers. So we're going to do it in reverse, and I'm going to set it up like that. 1 battlecruiser for me, 4 heavy cruisers for the British. So I only have 3.5 hours, should be more than enough time. I will have to have 12 13-inch main guns and the best range finding and gunnery systems I can get, plus at least 34 knots of speed. That's a prerequisite of this scenario. Speed 34 knots. Let's set the displacement at... actually at what the AI built, sort of. I think that was around the 38,000 ton marker. 38,000 tons. Right. Croup to full. Gear turbines. In case you're wondering why I use these, you just get the most engine power out of your horsepower per ton. So your engine weighs a certain amount, and this just gives you the most power to the ship. Let's give it a smaller engine boost than the other ships. Anti-torp 2, double hull bottom, all or nothing armor scheme, a bit of anti-flooding, reinforced bulkheads. And I was supposed to have the best gunnery systems and best range finding. So Generation 2 radar, electro-hydraulic turrets, auto-loaders, and a stereoscopic rangefinder 5. Okay. Let's see what I can get away with. I'm supposed to have 12 13-inch guns. That's going to be taking up quite a bit of real estate. Let's see. Does that fit on a standard barbette? Yeah, I should be able to. Now, the easiest way to fit 12 13-inch is just to go with 4 triples. Oh, crap. Okay, I'm going to have to do it with a barbette. I was hoping to avoid that because they are a little bit restricted in where you can put them down. 4 weight offset, 16%? Okay. You cannot put the superstructure anywhere else. You can only put it farther forward. That's not what I want. Let's put a funnel on there. Like that. Now, it's not like I can move these turrets farther backwards. I mean, not a lot. So getting rid of that off weight off, or that 4 weight offset is going to be really tricky. I would have to pile on a ton of weight somehow. Oh crap, the gun doesn't like that. 6.9%. I still want them to have a bit of freedom of turning. Ooh. What's heavy? What is heavy and gives me a lot of displacement? 11-inch guns. Yeah, those are center lines. No. The game's not having any of that shit. Would have been amusing. Nope. 9-inch? Come on, throw me a bone here. Oh, yep. Yep. She's not supposed to be pretty. She's supposed to kill cruisers. And she'll do just that. And 9-inch guns might actually not be such a bad idea in case of a cruiser. Or in case of taking down a cruiser. Bit of barbette armor. Let's try not to get as cooked off as the previous iteration of the enemy battlecruiser did. I'm going to go with, well, let's go with light shells this time. I know it's going to sacrifice a bit of penetration, but I think that the fact that I have 13-inch guns might make up for that. Now then, we have a bit of displacement left, and I have achieved all the requirements from the designer of the scenario, so now I can go to town. And the AI thinks that it can put a lot of barrels on this ship. So can I. Let's see, is it the 2 or the 3-inch? Oh, the 3-inch that fit in there. Bring all the guns. It's barely cutting into my displacement at all, actually. Haha, there's still more room on this deck. 5-inch dual barrel. This was only moderately inspired by the AI, don't worry. Creative design. That 4-weight offset bugs me though. I really don't like that. And I don't really know of a good way of getting rid of it. Yeah, that didn't do anything. It's only 349 tons on a 38,000 ton warship, so I get it. It's not going to do that much, but there has to be something I can do. Let's go for a bit more belt armor. This time around, I'm actually not looking for a close-range gunnery fight, because they will overpower me, as we have seen. So I'm actually more interested in doing ranged fighting. In which case, I really can't use that 4-weight offset. So that means that I'll have to first see what the debuff is. Debuff... Well, you lose a bit less speed at maximum turning rate, okay, and you decelerate a bit less fast, but you have a base accuracy reduce of 2.1%. Your accuracy from sea waves goes up, or your accuracy penalty rather, and you don't have as much of an accuracy bonus from cruise speed. You also get an increased flooding chance, water spreads faster, and your acceleration is reduced. Speaking of acceleration, I'm going to need another funnel, which I can't fit anywhere. So I'm going to have a pretty piss-poor engine efficiency. There we go, 99%. Oh, now the ship is overweight. Fine. Bit more deck extended armor, sorry, a bit less and a bit more on the turrets. I'd hate to see those join SpaceX like the previous iteration of this ship. Alright, well, 7.5% of 4-weight offset it is. The Aino battlecruiser. Let's go hunt down some cruisers. Now, I know that staying at range and then adding a whole bunch of 5-inch guns is, well, counterintuitive to say the least. But I thought I'd add some because I think they look nice on the ship. Those look like very small guns. Alright, buddy. Let's turn around. We got cruisers to sink and 3.5 hours to do it in, so better do it. Turning circle is a very large 933 meters. So I'm probably going to be taking a while, if at all, to avoid torpedoes. So best stay out of range of those. Or, if possible, keep a very close eye on what sort of weapon systems the enemy have and how they're employing them. Now here they come. I've spotted them. They haven't spotted me. I'm really not very accurate at the moment. Might have to do with fast speed. Yeah, but it's only 63%. Interesting. It's not that bad. I know. I want you to turn towards where the ships are going to be and reduce to full speed. At cruise speed, which is full speed, you get an accuracy buff. Identification at this range is probably going to be a long way off. 24% only. So we're going to go for the good old visual ID, which tells me that these things carry my nemesis, torpedoes. This appears to be a quadruple. That's 4 tubes, 5 tubes, 4 tubes, and 3. Oh lordy. This is exactly what I hoped not to encounter on these ships. Because this ship barely has a torpedo bulge. Anti-torp 2. Barely. And on top of that, she turns like a whale. I'm firing at... Oh, this is the closest ship. Oh, it's a single formation. That guy. 9-inch wing turrets are now also opening up. Oh, I've done some damage. Let's see how much that is relative. Very low. 31 damage does not really make an impact. I would really like to stay at about this range. 15, 16, something like that. This guy is the exception at 14. Now they might have spotted me. Yep, return fire. They have definitely spotted me. But at this range, their main weapons, or their gunnery, I don't think is going to be that much of a threat. Most of their firepower is concentrated on the stern. Although these torpedo tubes seem to have a pretty far fore turn. They can turn pretty much towards the bow. 14.7 and 13.1. Turn away. Identification, 55%. We're gonna have to just let the INO work for it. 12.9. 12.8. More fires coming in now from the other heavy cruisers. It's just like a rainbow of shells, as those small caliber guns have a much improved reload relative to my 22.3 seconds. Fire on the INO, but with maximum bulkheads, I should be perfectly fine. I just don't hope that this is one of those death by 1,000 cuts battles. There we go, that's better. Fire broke out on the as of yet unidentified heavy cruiser. Looks to be 2 compartments at least, amidships and stern. I really want to know what sort of torpedoes these things carry, because then I know what to expect and how to react to them. 91, 87, you're it. 93, 94. Come on. Come on. Oh, beautiful. Right through the nose. Fire and flooding. 97, 98. Range 12, range 15. Good. Hold. Oh, crap. They already launched. And they're terribly hard to spot. And they're 24 inch. Oh, boy. I don't like this at all. They take in a small eternity to reload at 975 seconds. But the Euryalus has already launched her torpedoes. Now, I do have a sonar system, or rather a hydrophone system, which will tell me a little bit about the fact that there are torpedoes coming in, but generally not that much. Now I really need to know if these guys also sent their torpedoes. What's the running range on these things? 22-3. If these guys have... Yeah, they probably launched. Yep. Okay, bye. I'm going that way. Increase the flank. Sorry. Increase the flank. Gotta do that with the Sean Connery accent. In case you don't know what that's from, go watch The Hunt for Red October. Alright, Euryalus, what's your top speed? 29.5. Not terribly quick. Armor... not that impressive. Oh, here come the torps. Judging by the angle, I'd say that's from the Euryalus. I'm expecting these things to be running more along this direction. So if that is the case, I won't see them at all. Yep, there's the rest of them. Oh shit. I'm turning right into them. Oh my god, this is bad. This is really bad. Those are 24-inch torps. I mean, the maximum turn you can get. I thought that by completely reversing course, I'd be fine, but no, 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 no. I'm gonna get hit by 2 torps. Oh! Ow. That's half the ship gone. 2 engines damaged. And I got 4 compartments which are filling with water. This is really bad news. 84, 80, 75, 70, 65, 62, 60. It's going to cause battle instability, which means even less accuracy. Oh shit, you just launched again, didn't you? Those have just been launched. Oh, this is not going to end well. Turn, 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 girl. Come on. Get your ass out of trouble. Now, to be fair, I have also done a fair share of damage against the Euryalus. Might not be enough to sink her. But if she floods, it's going to be very serious for her with few bulkheads. Anti-flood? 3. Right, so they might be able to do some damage repair on that. The other cruisers? They're ready. They're not torping. There it is! I know. Steady course. Steady, steady, steady. Okay, we're good. Euryalus is flooding again. Thank you, 13-inch guns. Another flood. Looks like Euryalus is going down. Yep, another flooding. Come on, go down. Before you torp me again. Speaking of. No, nothing. Ranged, the Euryalus is only 10.7. Which in this case is helping me a hell of a lot more than it is helping her. But there comes the damage control, and the flooding has been reduced to a mere 15%. Whereas it was as bad as I think 6% buoyancy. Did they just torp me again? That'd be really rude. There we go, another flooding, but on a compartment that was already flooded. Angles deflections average. Go to HE. I really hope that the Ino carries enough shells. Because they're only light shells. They reload pretty quick. But they don't do that much damage. Oh boy. Spartiate just launched her torpedoes. If you need me, I'll be over there. Away from that swarm of torpedoes that you're sending my way. Now, Euryalus. I was hoping that the HE bombardment would just burn you to the ground. Or to the sea. But it's not happening. Shit, 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 shit. More shit from the Euryalus coming this way. Here, here, and there. What about the Undaunted? Still ready? And so is the Cressy. So here I was thinking, oh, I'm just going to sink a couple of heavy cruisers. Easy. No. The heavy cruisers bite back. And they do so in a pretty aggressive manner. With 24-inch torpedoes and just wave after wave after wave. I'm really hoping that the Euryalus is going to take one more critical hit. We've detected torpedoes. 42-34. Would you like to point me in the general direction so I can turn? Oh, there. Okay. Another fire on Euryalus, but she's still here. I'm running out of 9-inch shells. I'm down to just 200. Euryalus, another good hit. But I'm still not inflicting the flooding that I want. And in the meanwhile, I'm getting burned down by the other cruisers. Undaunted, not torping. Cressy, not torping. Another fire. Not a lot left of the Euryalus, but enough to send torpedoes my way. Oh, cut that out. My heavy cruisers. Come on, another fire. They're inflicting serious damage on this ship, but it's just not enough. Oh, there we go. That compartment wasn't touched before. And that was enough. Okay, good. Don't turn too much. My speed is dreadful. At a mere 12 knots. There's another set of gifts coming in from Euryalus. Now we're trying to do her some damage against the Spartiate, but I don't think I have enough shells for that. Seeing as I almost spent, what, 300-400 shells on just killing one heavy cruiser. Although the Spartiate seems to be in trouble. The Spartiate took a couple of serious blows, and those mostly caused flooding, which means her speed's been seriously reduced, and she went down to, what, 35, I think? Something in that ballpark. But she just did launch torpedoes from a side that she had not launched before. Oh boy. Back the other way. Don't go where they're thinking you're going. Look at that damage control. Holy shit, they're good. Back to 79%. Impressive. Yeah, sure. Throw more torps into the water. See if I care. That was the starboard set. Cressy also launched, and Undaunted also sent some torpedoes into the water a while ago. So it's going to be a pretty interesting next couple of minutes as the torpedoes rush over to the Ino, mostly undetected, seeing as these torpedoes have a debuff of 33% to visibility. I have 76 9-inch shells left and 264 13-inch. There's another torp. I just hope it's going to be enough. Nice! More flooding on the ship, this time in the bow. And another in the stern. The ship is slowing down drastically, making herself even more dangerous, or even more easy to hit, and gone. 2 out of 4 sunk. Next target, I believe, should be the Undaunted. 48 shells remain on the 9-inch. And 195 on the 13-inch. Just kill some heavy cruisers, they said. It will be fun, they said. Yeah, it's all fun and games until somebody starts throwing 24-inch torpedoes at you. I'm not too concerned about the constant fires I have on the Ino, because they mostly die down. But one stray torpedo and I do have a big problem. 12 shells left on the 9-inch. 4 more fires have been set. Jeez, what are you firing at me? What sort of propellant is that? IT&T. Huh. Not what I was expecting. Now, it looks like Undaunted is starting to realize that maybe going out to sea with only a few bulkheads is not the best idea. But as she launched, or as she turned to starboard, she launched her port set of torpedoes, which, to this point, she was not capable of launching. Speaking of torps, luckily the Ino wasn't completing her turn at the moment. Come on, get rid of the Undaunted. 68 shells on the 13-inch. I don't like this one bit. Because I don't believe that I can take these guys down with 5-inch guns. I'm willing to try, though, if it's just a 1v1. Now, I do have 3.5 hours to complete this mission. Which means that I can just sort of wait out their torpedoes. Just let them continue to launch. Although they do carry a fuck ton of these things. Just continue to dodge. Increased ammo for the torpedoes. Yeah, no shit. I kind of got that impression. Ino's holding fire, as she is not confident that she can hit these guys. More fire on the Ino. I know, right? Chance to pen on these things is fantastic. If you hit them. Now, these 8-inch guns, they still have 900 rounds of ammunition. Good lord. Oh dear. I was planning on doing a full starboard turn, but I might want to reconsider on that plan. Oh, get that rudder out of the way. No. Ooh, that's bad. There's more where that came from. No, 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 no. Okay. I think we'll live. At least I won't be torped. The damage to the rudder, though, is not good. It's going to make my ability to dodge any other torpedoes even worse. Structural integrity has been reduced to just 7%. My god. Alright, open up. At least it didn't take that much out of the buoyancy. I mean, it's not pretty, but I still have 38% left. And I don't expect to live through the next 15 minutes. So I might as well throw some shells their way and see if I can take down one more cruiser with me. So the Undaunted is far easier to hit. She's only doing 18.4 knots versus the 29.5 of the Cressy. 6% structural integrity left. And there's not any surfaces on the Ino which still look good. At least all my turrets are still functional. Although you might get a bit wet in the stern turret. I hope people have cleared out on the 9-inch because that's almost a wash. Cressy. Looks like she torped again at some point. Did we hit the Undaunted at all? Out of ammo. This is going to be a long trek to get into range of 12.6. Or rather, to get my 5-inch guns into range. They fire at to 11. But they barely do any damage. If they fly in vertical, so deck penetration, I have a pen of 1.5 inch. They have a deck of 4? Sweet Jesus, that is one armored deck. That's really impressive. My chance to hit them with high explosive and do damage, I'm not terribly optimistic about either. The Aino's still here and she's going to continue to fight until there's no ship left. Look at that, we've damaged the funnel. Turn, turn, turn. Torps in the water. At least they're not sending these things out as I would do, which is in one large wave. In which case you would see far more torpedoes in the water, in far larger concentrations. But they're just spreading them out. Oh, fires! That could save me. And just blowing up all the torpedo tubes. Speaking of... Oh, that's going to end her. There is no way that I'm evading all three of these. Yep, that's the end of the Aino. She fought a good fight, but she was not designed to take on a group of torpedo-wielding cruisers. 2%. She survived? That's going to be her last party trick for a while. Cressy is almost ready to torpedo her again. The Undaunted is holding her fire. 9.3, 8.0. I might be able to hit and sink the Undaunted. Keep fighting. We're going to scratch the paint off of the Cressy. Because that's about all I'm doing at this point. Oh shit, she just torpedoed again. Turn! If you can. Oh, destroyed another secondary gun on my ship. Structural to 2%. I hope that they didn't send out some really wide torpedo. Some wide salvo, because that would be the end of me. We're doing damage to the main guns by using secondaries. Oh crap, I'm flooding. What caused that? 8-inch shell. Cut that out. 5.9. Look at her go. All the pew-pews are firing. Maybe time to turn again. Oh right, your rudder's been damaged. That's why you're not maneuvering. How many torpedoes do you have left? All of them. Oh lord, none of them seem blackened, so none of them are actually offline. And the launcher that's probably going to fire first, I'd say is this one, because this one might look like it's closer, but the reload time is far longer at 975 versus 585. So that could very well be the last party trick of the Aino. Just going to try and already start to turn away from her. 97% or 97% structural. Right. What? Is there any particular reason why the guns aren't firing? Look at that stern. I swear there's a 9-inch turret in here somewhere. I guess the secondary turrets were still turning. Oh, here come the torps. Cressy has launched. No. My beautiful cruiser. 96%. Haha. We shall sink these Brits after all. Just not with the Aino. Unless there happens to be some sort of miraculous gap that I can fit through. You have got to be kidding me. No. Is this working? What the hell? That must have been one of the best torpedo dodges that I did recently. Oh crap. Undaunted is suddenly getting involved in this fight. And she has launched torpedoes, and they are coming at me. Oh no. Oh, here they come. Here they come. Here they come. Here they come. No, 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 no. Well, guys, this is it. Structural integrity is down to 0.7%. And that torp is gonna kill me. And it did. And so sinks the Ino beneath the waves. So, it turns out that the British heavy cruisers are indeed a force to be reckoned with. Whether I'm using them, or whether the AI is using them, as the battlecruiser lost both times. Hope you guys enjoyed this scenario. If you have a scenario of your own, then by all means send it in through the link down below in the description. One important thing to note is that I have 750 scenarios on more actually at this point in my inbox. And that number gets added to every single day. So, if your scenario doesn't get picked, then it's not personal. It's not that I'm ignoring you or anything. It's just that I have a load of scenarios coming at me. Still, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys soon for another one.